She recorded it 17 times. 17. Different lighting, different hair, different opening line. And every single time she hit delete. And she told me that she wasn't ready, that it wasn't polished enough, that she'd do it when she felt that little bit more confident, when the lighting was better, when she maybe lost a little 5 kilos, when she had a better backdrop. But here's the thing, and this is the part that really stopped me in my tracks. When she told me this story, that same week she was posting content on her feed saying the exact same things that she was trying to say in the videos that she continued to delete. The same message, the same words, just without her face, without her voice, without her energy and aliveness in it. And the overthinking wasn't protecting her from saying the wrong thing. It was protecting her from being fully seen, saying the right thing, her thing. Welcome to She Speaks, She Leads, another episode. My name is Michelle Fragius, your keynote speaker, communication coach, and founder of Her Voice. And today I'm going deep on something that I believe is costing women way more than they realize. And not just in content or video, but in meetings, in pitches, in conversations that really matter. The cost of overthinking your voice. Believe me, I almost fell for it today, the overthinking trap. And why overthinking isn't a thinking problem. So let's just start there, right? Overthinking gets labeled as a really bad habit, a perfectionism problem, a mindset issue. And if you've ever been told to just push through it or feel the fear and do it anyway, I want you to know that advice, while well-meaning, misses what's actually happening in your body. Overthinking is a fear response, full stop. It's your nervous system doing the exact job it's meant to do, and that is to keep you safe by scanning for threat. And for so many women, being visible and being heard and being fully seen, that registers as a threat. Why? Because somewhere along the way, whether in childhood, in classrooms, in workplaces, in relationships, we learned that being too much, too loud, too confident, too visible came with a cost. And so we learned to edit ourselves before we even opened our mouths. Now, in my work, I call this the fear of being too much. It's one of the 4 layers of fear that I see most in women who are trying to grow their voice and their visibility. And it might sound something like this. What if I come across as too arrogant? What if I say it wrong and completely embarrass myself? What if I say it perfectly and then people expect that of me all the time? That last one, that's sneaky. Because for many women, the fear isn't actually failure. It's the vulnerability of being fully seen succeeding. And also the overthinking loop kicks in, not to make the thing better, but to keep you safely hidden inside the process of preparing for it. Now, my client didn't have a content problem. She didn't have a lighting problem. She didn't have a confidence problem in the way most people would define it. But she had a fear of being truly seen. And overthinking was the mechanism keeping her just far enough from that edge. So let's talk about what overthinking is actually costing you. And I call this the invisible tax. I want you to think about the costs because I think we underestimate it. The obvious cost is the video never gets posted, the hand that never goes up, the idea that gets stuck in the notes app forever or in a journal. But the invisible cost is what I want you to sit with for a moment. Every time you hit record something and then you delete it, your nervous system logs that as evidence. Evidence that your instinct was right, that you weren't ready, that it wasn't good enough, that you needed more time, and the loop tightens. Think about that. Every time you rehearse the perfect sentence in your head and then you let the moment pass, your brain files that away too, and it says, oh, we aren't safe to speak until conditions are perfect, and perfect never comes. This is what I call the paralysis proof, where your brain uses your own inaction as evidence to justify more inaction. It's not a character flaw, it's a loop. And loops can be interrupted. But here's what I also want to name, and I say this with so much love and compassion because I've lived this too. The women who stay in that loop the longest are often the most capable ones in the room. The women with the most to say, the ones whose voice, if it landed, would genuinely shift something. Overthinking doesn't attack the women who have nothing to offer. It attacks the ones who have everything to offer and are terrified of what happens if they actually offer it. So if that's you, if you are the woman recording and deleting, rehearsing and retreating, sitting on the edge of something and pulling back at the last moment, I really want you to hear this. That's not you failing. That's you protecting something precious. And today we're going to talk about how to move through it. I call it the one action. What actually breaks the loop? And here's the truth that neuroscience and somatic work both agree on. You cannot think your way out of a fear response. You have to move through it, literally. You got to move your body through it. Not perfectly, not loudly, not with everything figured out. You just need one action, one real physical committed action that gives your nervous system new data. Because your nervous system is working from a prediction. It's predicting that if you press post, something bad happens. If you speak up in the meeting, something bad happens. If you step fully into visibility, something bad happens. And the only way to update that prediction is to take the action and survive it. To give your body new evidence, it needs that you are safe to be seen. And now, this is important. The action doesn't have to be big. It actually works better when it's micro. Because your goal isn't to conquer the mountain on one day. Your goal is to interrupt the loop, to create a moment of movement where there was previously stillness. Now, for my client, the one recording and deleting, her one action wasn't to post the perfect video. Her one action was to send it to me, just to me. No public eye, no judgment from strangers, just one person watching. One piece of real feedback, one data point that the world didn't end when someone saw her on screen. And from that, something shifted. Not because she suddenly became fearless, but because her nervous system got a new piece of evidence. She pressed send, she survived, and she's still here. That is what one action does. It doesn't erase the fear, but it breaks the grip that it has on you. It moves you from the world of what ifs to the world of what is, and what is almost always survivable. What's possible? So what does this look like for your voice in your speaking, whether that's on video, in a room, in a meeting, or on a stage? Here's what the one action might look like for you. If you keep rewriting the email, hit send on the version that's 80% perfect. And if you keep rehearsing the opening of your talk, say it out loud once to yourself before you're ready. If you keep recording and deleting, send the next one to one trusted person, unedited. And if you keep waiting to feel confident before you put your hand up and feel the confidence build from that act of doing that. This is the reframe. And I want to offer you today, confidence is not the prerequisite. Confidence is the result. You'll not feel ready before you act. You will feel readier because you acted. And the readiness comes after the move, not before it. And every micro action, every send you press, every room you walk into, every moment you choose your voice over your fear is a vote for a new identity. The woman who speaks, the woman who is seen, and the woman whose voice matters. So let's clear the path versus walking it. Now, I want to distinguish between two different kinds of work here because I think this really matters. There is the work of clearing the path. That's the inner work. Understanding where your fear of being seen comes from, releasing the old stories that told you that being too visible was dangerous, resetting your nervous system's baseline so that visibility feels safe rather than threatening. That is the deep, necessary, transformative that sits in your body. And then there is the work of walking the path. That's the skills work. Learning how to structure a talk, how to find your opening line, how to use your body and your voice and your breath to land a message that hits with power and presence. That is you taking the stage. And the thing is, you need both because you can learn all the speaking frameworks in the world, but if your nervous system is still flagging visibility as danger, you'll find yourself back in the loop, recording, deleting, rehearsing, and retreating. And equally, you can do all the inner work, the transformation, clear so much, feel genuinely freer. But if you don't have the skills and the practice and the safe container to actually put your voice into the world, the growth stays internal. It doesn't become visible impact. Now, the one action I'm inviting you into today is a bridge between those two worlds. It's the moment where the inner work becomes the outer evidence. And so your one action for this week that I really want you to think about, the thing you keep almost doing, the video you keep almost posting, the idea you keep almost saying, the email you almost send, the offer you keep almost putting out there, the hand you keep almost raising. What is the absolute smallest micro version of that action you could take this week? Not the full thing, not the polished version, just the first micro move. And I want to invite you to send this video to one person to let them know what you're doing, to let them know the micro move so they can hold you in that dream together, in that accountability together. And of course, if you're wanting to go deeper with this work, whether that's the internal, the clearing, or the external, the skills, then drop me a message. Follow me at the different social media platforms because there are two key programs that I offer that can support you with that. The inner work, which is reclaim, and the outer, which is take the stage. So if you're ready to build the skills, to structure your story, to own the room, to walk the stage with presence, then take the stages for you. But if you continue to overthink and not take the action and you're ruminating in that thought that you're not ready, you'll never be ready, what if I'm too much? Then reclaim is the space for you. And maybe you're in between the two, and that's okay. And to my client who recorded 17 times, she posted the 18th one and it was perfect. Not because it was polished, but because it was real. Because she was in it fully, fearlessly, finally in it. And you could feel her energy. So I'm curious, what's that one micro action that you're going to take to move away from your overthinking, but move more into your voice and your visibility? I'd love to hear it. Drop it in the comments. Send me an email. Follow me on one of the socials. Send me a message. And I'd love to hear how this episode has supported you. With so much love, I'll see you next week. Bye for now.